Alright, Crime Stoppers. Hi, Crime Stoppers. Nice to you. Quick recap. Today is the day I've been waiting for. It's to demold this. Quick recap. Find shark's teeth, pieces of them in the Peach River. Looking for something interesting to do with them. If you look at the other videos in the series, you'll see I've casted some bracelets out of the smaller ones, but I want a Megalodon. Actually, I'm just looking for a place to store the teeth, so that way we can enjoy it. Because this is good to collect it, but you really can't enjoy it in here. I wore my especially dirty shirt today. Gonna cast some coaster molds to do the same thing with, but broke down and went and bought some at Michael's. These are the same things you can get on Amazon. The bracelet molds are below. These are the ones I cast my granddaughter's bracelets out of. They work surprisingly well. No mold release needed. This is the rubber that we used. It's going to mix up my own silicone, but again, I'm lazy. So I'm going to use this amazing mold rubber. That's what this mold is made out of. Simply took on the back side of this. Took this shark's tooth I printed out, 3D printer, Megalodon tooth. Suspended it with some arms that were on here above this. Created a wall around that. Got another mold that I printed to alleviate one of the problems, which was I pushed this too deeply into the center because I didn't have enough material. This mold here is a full, what's that, 8 ounces? 8.25 fluid ounces. So I had to press the tooth down into the mold in order to get it to come up over the edges. What I did was I left a flat spot that I covered with some of this 3M tape, so it'll be interesting to see if this takes, if it releases from it. And then I used spray adhesive, this Loctite, to glue pieces of foam on here to make up the sides of the mold, and it released just fine from this also. So, and then I glued it down onto here with that piece of tape. Just to cover that hole up. And look at that. Worked just fine. The idea being is that even though this mold was a little wonky, I could still pour it because I could use this as a flat spot then to etch the date in there or whatever. So here's the moment of truth. This has been 4 pours of this. Oh, she's good and attached, isn't it? Now in the future, I don't want to do 4 pours. I want to do a couple of pours. Oh, this isn't good. Feeling a little sticky. But we have some stickiness in there. Doggone it. I had to do 4 pours because it was so thick. In the future, I'm going to do a thinner one. I think what I'll do is take this whole tooth and compress it and reprint it in the new mold that I've got made up. We'll see if that will just result in just 1 or 2 pours. She's releasing, but she's got some stickiness there in that middle pour. That's too bad. I got it. Let's work that away. think I can break this acrylic, but I want to be nice to the mold because I want to be able to reuse the mold. And there's an awful lot of detail in this. There we go. And I left that edge on there. Left this edge on purpose. I wanted it to resemble a... This is cured for 3 days, and then I did another pour yesterday to kind of seal in this. Looks like I'm mucking it all up now. Probably should have let it set for another day. But I'm going to go cast some more of these today. So it says 24 to 48 hours. 48 hours is probably best. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. I think I'm going to have to bring them to the top. It's going to need some cleanup, of course. I'm going to have to bring that to the top in order to be able to see this clear. And the next one of these I print out, I'm going to print out at a much higher resolution and then smooth it before I cast the mold. That's kind of cool. Very interesting little paperweight. Hopefully this is a bit cloudy because of all the ridges. So obviously I need to smooth the mold. Looks like we've got a bad pour in here. Sticky pour, not enough hardener. Even though I was keeping the quantities the same, I must not have. So I think what I'll do is simplify this design, do another print of it, with it much thinner, so that way I can simply lay the teeth in there and we'll see if we can't sand this slightly to smooth out any of these imperfections. And also I picked up, there must have been some red filament left in there. That's another thing to be careful of. So, lessons learned. Lessons learned. We'll use that in the next pours of this. This is the first one of this particular mold, is to make it thinner. Yeah, see it. And stuck down in here. My ridge in here was way too pointy. We'll make it thinner, and we'll make it smoother. And in fact, what I will probably do is pour it in this orientation, the mold. It'd be difficult to pull this apart. Maybe I'll put a split in it so that way I can flip up one side then the other. But if I do that, then all this in here will be clear, like this is, except for my fingerprints. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Any comments are appreciated. We're going to get to printing another one of these. I guess I can toss out the second one of these mold models that I printed, and you can see the bad pour in here. Right along there, there's a sticky line. It's clear, but it is sticky. That's set up nicely. This is set up nicely. So we'll play with sanding and polishing this a bit, so that way we can see all the, those are all Megalodon parts, and a couple of Or are they stingray mouth parts just for some diversity in it? Cool, cool, cool. There's the mold, there's the casting. And luckily, we just went out, got a bunch more Megalodon parts. And of course, a variety of sand and hemi and I think there's even some hammerhead in here and just a multiple shark's teeth. Fossilized. They've been sitting in the river for 5 million years and now they're encased in plastic. I'm sorry, acrylic until the end of time. Very cool. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll pour this up flat, cut this off so it's flat, so it more resembles simply the shark's tooth instead of having all this convexness to it. I'm going to wash my hands, get the stickiness off. Got any questions? Let me know. I'm going to change my process a little bit. I'm going to use these red solo cups since they've got indications down in there. Make it a lot easier to pour. I've also, picked up another, what do we got there? We got a gallon of the countertop pour-on that we're going to use to make coasters, shark's teeth coasters. That should be fun. Until next time, be safe.